Fire for your mind. Kosher Clinician.
Leslie tells women to rebel, and the internet went crazy when she said this.
A powerful man.
I do.
So a dominant to your submissive.
I'm not submissive.
Could you be a trad wife is what I'm asking.
Trad wife meaning like I'd be at home and no.
Like making Oreos from scratch.
I don't absolutely not.
Why not?
Because that's not who the I am. And my daddy didn't raise me like that.
To be a trad wife.
To be anybody's wife. My dad used to literally say that to me. I didn't raise you to be somebody's wife.
Better for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poor.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And obey. To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And obey.
I'm not saying that word.
Say it.
I'm not saying that word. I'm not obeying anybody. I don't obey anybody, especially him. So you can continue without that word. Cherish. I'm not obeying nobody. I'm not saying that word. You think I am about to start my life off obeying a man? Never. I'm not obeying anybody.
Say it, girl.
So we can continue. We can continue without me saying that word.
nigga ass, loser ass nigga.
Your video with comments about
He's a
certain
loser.
other female.
Just to let you niggas know, we don't need y'all. We want y'all, but we don't need y'all.
20 years later,
Our black men, we want all y'all back. Because we love you, we see you, kings. And most importantly, we need you. And most importantly, we need you.
And most importantly, we need you.
You can't.
If you a that's for the streets.
You can't delete the ski. You can't delete the ski.
My perfect man would be a tall black stallion. He loves to cook because I'm not really a good cook, so that's his thing. He loves driving. He loves driving the kids to school in the morning. He's just really, really hands-on, with my kids. He's sterile because he can't have kids of his own, so he really cherishes mine. He's funny. We do movie quotes all the time. Every time we go around, we just laugh and do karaoke. He's smart. He is very good with the money. He takes care of all that. And
When men fail to lead, the children rebel and the women take over.
Fire for your mind. Kosher Clinician.
If it ain't seven, it ain't kosher. Heaven and hell, that's what they told you. Real men put the strap down and we can toss them. Young heads pick it back up and young dope them. This is our culture, now we talking kosher. Clinician, masculinity issues, asking fathers who miss you. Mama drama don't kiss you, all a part of the ritual. This is how they get you. Separate the men, women clipping babies pretend to. Damn, lovers, haters acting like vultures. If it ain't seven, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us. If it ain't seven, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us. If it ain't seven, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us. This is Kosher Condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is Kosher Condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is Kosher Condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is Kosher Condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. Listen. Listen.
Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, hit 1. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. If y'all can hear me, hit 1. If you can hear me, hit 1. If I'm loud and clear, guys, hit 1. As we get deep into the conversation, I got a special guest, guys. It's low. Okay. How about now, guys? Is that better? All right. I know what I'm gonna do. Hold tight. Go get into it, guys. Thank y'all for the 14 that are watching. My man Carnell Smith is gonna be in a minute, and we're gonna have a good conversation. I don't know why this thing is so low. I don't know why it's low. Testing, testing. All right, but anyway. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna use this for now. I gotta figure out what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Running this whole operation by yourself, guys, it can be hard at times, man. I try to run it through the speaker, but it is crazy. But anyway, thank you for the 13 that are watching, guys. Share the stream, share with 13 mind-alike people as we talk about trapped by marriage. Now, as you guys know, Leslie Jones took the internet by storm, and she proclaimed that marriage is slavery. That's the talking point of liberal women that don't want to be under the submission of a man. And one could argue that her father betrayed her, because every time it comes anytime and all times and every time it comes to marriage. Marriage is always viewed as slavery for women. And I would say to the women that view marriage as slavery, just stay single. Men, don't give your power, your time, your resources, your money, your affection to a woman that does not come into that relationship serving you and you serving her. But sadly, many modern women want all the benefits of traditionalism while they remain modern and expect you to be traditional. And I will argue that the man is under slavery because the powers and the liberties that modern women have now supersedes what happened to women in the past. More modern appliances, they make them own money, and they're basically doing what they want to do now. And so to make that dumb statement, in my opinion, is very problematic, and it adds to the conversation of delusion. That's why I always say, guys, that when people say they're your women, they're not your women. There's a percentage of women that I, in my opinion, identify with being women towards black men, but the majority are not your women. And you will be a fool to waste your time arguing and debating, especially in a time where the economy is bad and delusion is at an all-time high. Women are not submitting because, number one, they're rebellious, they're too afraid to submit, or they don't know how to submit. That's the poll, guys. Y'all can answer the poll. I forgot to add the G on the end. But I'm going to show you guys that, shout out to my man, Carnell Smith in the house. That's my brother, trapped by law. Brother Carnell, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, brother? What's going on?
I can't hear you yet, but hey, give me a second here.
Okay, all right, I'll drop you down. I'll drop you down. Let me know when you're ready. All right, so I got my man Carnell Smith in the house, and we talked about trapped by. He came out with a book called Trapped by Law. But I will argue that the men are trapped. Men are trapped by marriage, no fault divorce. And I'm going to prove it to you guys in a minute. And this conversation, guys, is important on so many levels because marrying the wrong woman can be very dangerous, not only to your mental health, but also to your spiritual health. And so let's look at it. And then we're going to look at who's really the slave, because I will argue that men are the slaves. Oh, you good. All right. Brother Carnell, how you doing, sir?
How you doing? Kosher, how are you?
Hey, man, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to see you, man.
Likewise.
You know, Carnell is a friend of mine, guys. He started back with me. Always been supportive of me back in the early days of pre-bug virus. He's always been a stand-up guy, and I got nothing but love and respect for him, man. But Carnell, this show inspired me based on your book called Trapped by Law. It inspired me on many levels. Mm-hmm. Because the pundits that be would say that modern women are trapped in marriages and relationships, and that modern marriage is slavery. But contrary to the evidence that you have, taking your case all the way to the Supreme Court, and based on the evidence that I have as a licensed therapist, I would argue that many modern men are actually the real slaves, if you want to be true to point. And I want to prove to you with the evidence, because you got to have evidence to prove your verdict. So let me show you this, guys. Hold on.
Leslie tells women to rebel, and the internet went crazy when she said this.
A powerful man.
I do.
So a dominant to your submissive.
I'm not submissive.
Could you be a trad wife is what I'm asking.
Trad wife meaning like I'd be at home and no.
Like making Oreos from scratch.
I don't absolutely not.
Why not?
Because that's not who the I am, and my daddy didn't raise me like that.
To be a trad wife.
To be anybody's wife. My dad used to literally say that to me. I didn't raise you to be somebody's wife.
Better for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poor.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And obey. To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And obey.
I'm not saying that word.
Say it.
I'm not saying that word. I'm not obeying anybody. I don't obey anybody, especially him. So you can continue without that word. Cherish. I'm not obeying nobody. I'm not saying that word. You think I am about to start my life off obeying a man? Never. I'm not obeying anybody.
Say it, girl.
So we can continue. We can continue without me saying that word.
All right, so I would ask the question, Brother Cardinal, who's the real slave? Because the world is getting crazy. Harold Melvin, the Blue Notes, wrote a song back in the 70s that said, "World don't get no better." And the Cardinal was probably a teenager when that song came out. I probably was about 6 or 7. Cardinal was probably on the turntable spinning down in Atlanta, being a DJ when Harold Melvin, the Blue Notes came out. But Harold Melvin, the Blue Notes Cardinal, said the world don't get no better. They said that back in the 70s when things were normal. And I would argue that about 26% of kids were in intact two-parent homes. But we have metastasized Brother Cardinal Smith, to something very ominous. And I'm the original person on YouTube that came up with this word hopeflation, Cardinal. I've been hearing big. I never heard nobody use it until I said it. And so we got a problem in America now.
The first one I heard.
Yes, sir. I was the first one to say it. Thank you, man. And everybody the bigger channels ran off with it. Some of these bigger channels, they watch you in the showers. They won't give you credit. They ran off with it. And, of course, if you ain't got enough subs, they ain't going to show you love, which I don't care. But we're in a situation now, Brother Cardinal, where we're dealing with shrinkflation. And shrinkflation has led to hopeflation. And hopeflation mandates a whole tax. And we need those things in place, because what men are getting now is less, Brother Cardinal. Yeah. They're getting less, but they are demanding a whole lot more. When you go to the grocery store, Brother Cardinal, I remember back in the day, if you went to McDonald's, you can get a Big Mac. A Big Mac was about big as your head. But now a Big Mac is about the size of your hand, or maybe the size of your hand. It's about the size of a quarter, man.
Yeah, and like a Whopper Jr.
Like a Whopper Jr., right. And everybody is nickeling and diming you when you go to the grocery store. When you and our little boys, I remember, Cardinal, you could get, when it came down to orange juice, the Donald Duck orange juice, that's if you were poor, or the Tropicana orange juice, it was in a 64-ounce carton container. Ice cream used to be in a two-gallon container. Now, Bluebell is the only one that's doing a 2 gallons. But now everybody is shrinking you and demanding more. And so I'm telling your men this: get with good women, get with good, righteous women that want to do the right thing. Because let me tell you something from what I've seen, Brother Cardinal, in couples therapy.
Okay.
If you marry the wrong woman, you're going to be trapped by law. And that's the book that Brother Cardinal Smith wrote and took his case all the way to the Supreme Court. Because what I'm realizing now, that this spirit that's permeating in society, it's a spirit. It's a spirit of it's a Luciferian spirit, and it's tied to the spirit of Jezebel. And this Luciferian spirit always says that the man is the oppressor, and that the woman is the slave, because the woman wants power. And you got a bunch of men giving their power away, Brother Cardinal, but they're not getting anything in return. They're not even getting virgins. They're not getting wife-ready women. They're getting children, women that got, not children, but children. That's how we say it in the South. Children by a bunch of men. Their vaginas are tired. Their vaginas singing Negro spirituals and chewing bubble gum. And Brother Cardinal, and they're broke. Wow. And they're coming to hardworking, average, not higher tier, but average black men. They look down on them. They demand the best from them. And they're not giving those men nothing in return. Who's really trapped by marriage, Brother Cardinal, from your experience being a paternity coach, but also from your anecdotal experience being a man? Go ahead.
Well, I got to say first, thank you for allowing me to be on with you, Kosher.
No doubt, brother.
Shout out to the great audience there with the Kosher Clinician. Glad to connect with you again since we last connected in Miami.
Yes, sir.
At the Black Manosphere Conclave.
Yes, sir.
So you said a lot there. So
I know I said a lot, man. Please.
Back off the water hose just a little bit.
Okay. I'm sorry. I loaded it up, man.
Listen, no problem.
Right.
I will say the guy who wants a traditional wife, he's going to find that if she has the modern woman mindset, or the womanist mindset, the feminist mindset, she wants top tier. She's offering bottom of the ladder.
Yep.
And somehow this modern woman believes that she's the prize.
No, she believes she's a prize.
Even though it's a ton of them. And it's a few of the top tier guys.
Right.
And her and all of the sisterhood are chasing the same category of guys.
Mm-hmm.
So yes. So your term hopeflation, I do believe it to be apropos. It is quite appropriate.
Yes, sir.
Say demand more, give less, and get mad when they don't get it.
And get mad when they don't get it. You know, Brother Cardinal, I remember a time that people didn't give trophies out. I'm sure you remember
participation trophies.
Yeah, participation trophies, yeah. They want participation trophies just for showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And see, the reason why women have been conditioned that way, it's not all women. Shout out to the good women.
Yes, shout out to the good women.
I want to say shout out to the good sisters that are listening. But the reason why they think that way, Brother Carnell, is because society has conditioned boys from infancy to put women at the top and to put men at the bottom. Sugar and spice and everything nice, that's what little girls are made of. And so you get a generation of entitled women that bring nothing to the table, but attitude, demands, a severely used box, unresolved mental health issues, children by other men, a bunch of school debt, and thinking they're better than average men that drive trucks, work for the mail office or whatever, delivery
they look
service.
down on the blue collar man.
They look down on blue collar men. Where years ago, a woman would have been honored to have a blue collar man. And see, they think just because they got their doctorate, not doctorate, they got to add emphasis to it. They say their doctorate, their masters, and their bachelors. And they think that having a pedagogy that's predicated in indoctrination makes them better. A wise woman can think outside of a pedagogy. And a wise woman that understands how men think will build a man. The Bible says that a wise woman builds a house and a foolish woman tears it down. So you got a bunch of foolish women, and I'm going to show it to you with the evidence, Brother Carnell, of women that are causing chaos not only in society, but they are causing chaos abroad. Look at this woman here. Let's tell me what you think about her. And then also, I want you to reiterate what you think about Leslie. Because Leslie is not, Leslie follows should have told. I see why Leslie follows.
Look, she is not atypical.
Oh, oh my God. What you mean not atypical? Explain.
Well, at this point, she's not alone in this mindset here.
Oh, right.
I believe her dad failed her.
Her dad failed her. I agree 100%. Her dad, and maybe he knew she was so ugly that he told her don't focus on getting married. She ain't the prettiest thing in the world, man. Like Fred Selma said, Leslie Jones can make some gorilla cookies, man. She's so ugly. So maybe that's what it was.
Gorilla cookies.
So gorilla cookies, man. Hold on. She won't. Carly, I think she wants your cornbread, not cornbread. Can you imagine Leslie? She wants your cornbread. Hold on, man. She won't Cardinal Smith cornbread. Hold on.
Hey, girl. You gonna eat your cornbread?
Don't say nothing. You talking to me? Yeah, I think he's talking to you.
腰はひねって S 字型。
Yeah. Leslie wants some cornbread because she ain't feminine, don't have an ounce of femininity in her, and she just wants your cornbread, man. That's all she wants is your cornbread. And Leslie, like you said, is not atypical anymore. She's not.
Let me say this.
Go ahead, bro.
I, for one, am glad that we have social media.
Yes, sir. I'm glad we got social media. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It gave a whole lot of us men to find out that we wasn't crazy.
We weren't crazy.
Thinking about saying, man, if I move, I keep running to this same mindset over here. Well, let me go to another state. And I run into that mindset over here. And what has amazed me, the number of sisters that look down on the blue collar guy. I remember having somebody look down on me, and I made roughly 5 times her salary. So for Leslie, maybe she just wanted to make sure that the male population knows that she's disqualified as a wife, because everything that she said, no brother in his right mind would say, I want to sign up for this headache. There's no way she will be cooperative. She will operate as a virtuous woman to help build the house, to cooperate with my vision, help me build the family, build up our legacy, our purpose, work on the business, whatever it is we're doing together. To me, you know, the Bible also says that how can two walk together unless they are in agreement, right?
Yes, sir. Right.
That I couldn't believe unity for a guy being in that relationship, because I could see her just being rebellious, combative.
She's rebellious. She's rebellious.
And she'd probably have a whole lot of negative mouth. So you wouldn't be getting a lot of encouragement.
You won't be getting a lot of encouragement. And women like Leslie Jones will send you to an early grave, man. It's a concept.
What the wise man would do?
Right.
Leave.
Yeah, you gotta leave, man.
When you showed that clip of the wedding and she said, "Oh no, I can't say that."
Oh, he should have walked away.
I was like, Reverend, stop right now.
Right.
Hold on, boo. Give me your left hand.
Right.
Hold your hand out right here. Photographer, come here.
Right.
You got that camera on record?
Right.
All right, here, watch this.
Right.
I'm finna reclaim, because if the wedding hasn't happened, the ring doesn't belong to her.
Right.
And her actions and her mouth says she doesn't belong to him.
She doesn't belong to him. She doesn't even qualify for him.
So why sign yourself up to be trapped by law in a relationship with a rebellious, combative, argumentative? Could you imagine coming home every day to that?
Man. Yes, sir.
I wouldn't as a boyfriend. I wouldn't have stayed in a dating relationship.
Right.
And by the way, so the audience think that, oh man, these guys are just women haters. I've been married. It'll be 35 years.
Yep. Same
here. Dated two. So I got 37 invested in. Became a lot more discerning, and I put there. So we say, you said, get your background check, get your whole facts.
You got to get the whole facts.
Get your family background check done. Do all of that. I did a whole lot of that for the second time I proposed. Right. That first time, man, I made sure I got out of that. But could you imagine that with that mindset, that she would be cooperative toward your vision, toward your building a legacy for the family? Or would peace just say, well, dude, you could forget having peace here. Not unless you carrying, Springfield Armory, Glock, you different kind of peace. That's probably what you would be required, because there's probably going to be a fight at your house. I just couldn't imagine that. But she is not promoting marriage in any good way. And as I remember, dear Kevin Samuels used to talk about it, that 1 in 4 Black women would actually get married in the first place. And out of that, we're looking at 7 to 8 out of 10 of those getting divorced.
Yep.
So if they're slow to know marriages in the Black community in the first place. Those who do get married, they start drinking the feminist Kool-Aid. They start drinking the womanist Kool-Aid. They buy into the doctrine and the dogma that says they're slaves because they're wives.
Right.
It's no wonder. And the law doesn't support them saying they're trapped.
Yeah, no, you're right.
There's too many cash and prizes.
Right.
For the women who file no fault divorce.
Right.
Because that guy usually gets blindsided, and he didn't even imagine that there was really something going on. And I'm going to say this, sometimes too many of the men are conflict avoidant, and they see stuff going on and he won't say nothing about it. And he just say, well, I'll just duck my head down and just hope things get better. Like, no, you cannot be conflict avoidant in your relationship. Right. If there's an issue, you got to be you got to be willing to address the conflict, do it in a non-combative way, but it can't stay that way when what Jesus said. He said that a house divided against itself cannot stand.
Right.
Make it simple. Husband and wife not on the same team. There's no way that's a unified house.
Right.
And that is not conducive toward a long-term relationship. And I'm not saying that every man desires to get married, but if he looks at the current day woman mindset, he says, man, that is not the deal that my dad got.
No, you're right. Your dad, right. Dad got something perfect. I'm going to show you some of these clips, man. We're going to break this down because I got a lot to share with you. But let me show you this. Hold tight.
Minute to your submissive.
I'm not submissive.
Could you be a trad wife is what I'm asking.
The clip's not showing.
Trad wife meaning like I'd be at home.
Okay, hold tight. Why it's not showing? Hold on.
There we go.
Okay.
Home and take
like making Oreos from scratch.
I don't absolutely not.
Why not?
Because that's not who the I am, and my daddy didn't raise me like that.
To be a trad wife.
To be anybody's wife. My dad used to literally say that to me. I didn't raise you to be somebody's wife.
Better for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poor.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And obey. To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And obey.
I'm not saying that word.
Say it.
Brother Carl, I heard somebody said that the modern woman, I'm going to play these other clips. The modern woman will rather reign in hell than to be submissive in heaven, man.
Wow.
And I believe that's true. She'll rather reign in hell than to be submissive in heaven. And that's Luciferian at its finest, because that's what Lucifer did. And listen, you know, men got to wake up and stop being caught up in this nonsense, because a lot of them are trying to come back to the table. They're afraid. They're tired. You know, they don't have no money. Computers are taking over.
You know why some of the guys put up with that, Kosher?
Low self-esteem, a lot of it.
Low self-esteem, doesn't know his worth, and he think this is as good as it's ever going to get.
Right.
And I believe some of the guys coined this term scarcity mindset.
Yep.
Look, sometimes due to the culture, you got to change where you're shopping for a quality relationship. You can't be shopping in the hood with the sister community.
No, you can't.
Because it's almost like a pack of hyenas. I mean, they don't celebrate relationships. They tear one another down.
It is a pack of hyenas. You're right. Ain't no if. It is a pack of hyenas. You're 100% correct.
I'm not saying that word. I'm not obeying anybody. I don't obey anybody, especially him. So you can continue without that word. Cherish. I'm not obeying nobody. I'm not saying that word. You think I am about to start my life off obeying a man? Never. I'm not obeying any.
And that dumb simp is standing there talking to her. He should have said, okay, help, fine. Let's end this. Let's end this. Because right now what he's telling her is that, what she's telling him is that she don't honor or respect him as a man, and he's not leading her as a woman. The Bible told him to rule over her. And ruling don't mean he treat her like a dog. It just means that you got to take control and take leadership. And a lot of these chicks, that's why they want a partner in their car. Now, they don't want a husband. They want a partner, because partner is safer than saying husband. You remember when you got married and it was this standard. Tell me a time, Brother Carnell, that you can remember where a woman, a husband, and wife are called partner. Tell me a time. It was never called partner. Never. Yeah, people say, oh, this means, no, it means what it means. It came out of the alphabet community. And not only did it come out of the alphabet.
So that they don't get the wrong idea. I believe that the husband is called to be a leader, but he's also a servant leader, meaning not a dictator as an iron hand ruler. The wife is supposed to give good, sound counsel, meaning there are times that the wife's, her gift, talents, and abilities are better than him in a particular area, because she's gifted and talented in that area. So she being the vice president of the family corporation,
that's right,
she should be equipped to to make it known to the husbandman. Here's what's going on. Here's why this will help. Here's why this will be better. So she should be in the position to give sound, wise counsel as a virtuous woman. But I'm going to be telling you this, that too many times in the very beginning, some men have had a low standard. And when they shopped for a wife in the first place, that he shopped for the first one that was cute. He shopped for the first one based on her physical parameters, on her outward appearance, and not be fully aware that he need to be like almost have an X-ray. That's why to me, you got to, it's extreme vetting required.
That's true.
Extreme vetting, background, spend some time. See how she treats people who she believes are in a lower social station in life than her. And now I don't encourage this, but because I've seen too many guys get some very negative outcomes. I wouldn't date a single mother. Just wouldn't do it. Because, well, you see how she treats her kid's father. With your glasses or without your glasses, this is telling you that could be you.
Right.
And all it takes is time and opportunity to get put. And if you marry her and he didn't, you're in worse shape than him. Because in most states in the United States, there's this thing called no-fault divorce. She can get a hair up her nose and say, well, I'm out. I missed the call of the streets.
Right.
And my single friends, they're having so much fun, and they're going to Cabo, and they're going to Dubai, and I feel so left out. And rather than work on honoring and building their marriage, she still got a hand out there in the streets. And so when the streets call, she just goes and runs with it.
Right.
And that's where you have that husband who he's home and he doesn't know what time she's coming home. Cause she done told him, she told him that ain't your business. I'm going to say, if the Bible says two can't walk together because they're not in agreement, you should give her opportunity to correct her behavior. And if she won't correct her behavior,
right,
and won't do any counseling and with a licensed clinical therapist,
right,
and be coachable, because what I have observed and heard is if you go to marital counseling and you have a counselor who is committed to getting the facts, most times the wife is being revealed as the problem.
Yes, very true.
And then she refuses to continue in the counseling.
Yes, very true. It's very true. I've seen it. And sadly, the profession has been so indoctrinated with social justice ideas that it's clouded judgment when it comes down to rationality. Let me finish playing this clip, and then we're going to get deeper into this, because I got a lot to share with you. I got a lot I want to share with you.
Anybody.
Say it, girl.
So we can continue. We can continue without me saying that word.
All right, so let me pull this up, and we're going to break this thing down. Because men are trapped by law. But Carnell wrote a book called well, in my opinion, the man is the real. I mean, one could argue that men are the real slaves based on the evidence I'm about to show you guys now. And y'all can
facts will bear that out.
Yes, sir. The facts will bear it out. And you guys can formulate your own opinion of who is the real slave. Because
we don't know what we're talking about.
Well, we don't know what we're talking about. And they tell me I'm not a therapist, man, because I tell the
My
truth.
lord, may I please have some bread? I hunger.
Child, that ain't submission. You know, Sarah's having an outing today, and I just wanted to know if it's okay if I go. I can go? Okay, great, awesome. Be back by 7? Perfect. Submission is not about control. It's about respecting the leader and the head of the home, the husband.
I think your man might have a good point.
And you know what's so problematic, man? And I'm gonna speak some of this up, because this guy, even though what he said was right, I found it to be a little bit blasphemous. But he was telling the truth about Jesus. You know, I said back on the documentary I did with Al Grease, they would call Jesus Dusty. And he was living here in America. They would tell Jesus he was dusty, man. You know, they would tell Jesus, you just ain't good enough, Jesus. You don't qualify. Actually, they would try to counsel Jesus, man. And Jesus was living now, they would try to counsel the Lord, man. They would counsel Jesus and say Jesus is a misogynist and he hate women. Anything you say that goes against modern feminism is hate. And listen, I would argue, Brother Carnell, is really mental illness. It's mental illness, and it's also demonic. And if a woman is not going to cooperate with you, man, don't waste your time putting a ring on her finger. You excellent guys. Do me a favor. Make sure y'all show some love. Go check out Carnell Smith, on his YouTube channel. And also,
Paternity
guys,
Coach.
Paternity Coach. Yep. And also, guys, donate to the channel. It took me a lot of hours to put this thing together, so don't be stingy with your money. Show some love. If you like what I'm doing, it takes hours to put this mess together, and I do it because I love y'all. But if you like what I'm doing, man, show some love, man. So show some love, all right? Hold tight.
And to 4% of men are unknowingly raising a child that is not biologically theirs. Many large reviews land around why 2% and 3% as a realistic average, why you hear 30%, and why it goes viral. That 20-30% number comes from men already suspicious enough to take a paternity test. That group is not the general population. It's a high-risk sample. About 10% to 20% of married couples are in a sexless marriage.
All right. Trapped by law, paternity fraud. Who was the real slave, Brother Carnell? Make it about 3 or 4 minutes, man, and I'll break that down for him because I got a lot to share with you. But based on the evidence, Brother Carnell, you know, you're the paternity coach. You see paternity fraud all the time. You were a victim of paternity fraud. And based on the evidence, Carnell, who is the real slave? Because I will argue that modern men are the real slaves in modern dating and relationships and marriage. They don't have a voice, no fault divorce, paternity fraud, sexist marriages, being destroyed at alimony, false allegations, all of it. But we don't talk about the humanity of men. So go ahead.
Well, fine. This is an area that's near and dear to my heart here, because it is an area where men, single men, married men, and teen boys all find themselves being preyed upon, and this is how they end up becoming victims. Because when you get lied to about paternity, you can end up trapped by law.
Right.
So what do they all have in common? The child's mother, the law does not require her to inform any of those 3 categories of males. She's not required to tell them that there's someone else could be the kid's father. So in her window of conception, she could have been involved with 22 people. And I'm throwing 22 out there because that's the highest that I know of a case that happened. In my own DNA testing business, the most I had done was 3.
Right.
So here's the point. She picks the guy who she wants it to be. Who's your baby daddy? Well, I believe in my heart, since I'm married to Mr. So-and-so, is his baby. And in every state that supports the marital presumption of paternity, even if that husband is deployed and out of the country, even if they're legally separated, Kosher, he lives in Florida, she lives in California, the law is required to put him down as the father. And by the way, and she lived with her boyfriend, who is the baby's daddy. The teen boys, what do we get out of that? We're telling them, believe all women, believe all girls. Now, you and I, if you've ever gone to court for anything, you do know some people lie.
That's right.
Just because they refuse to accept accountability.
Right.
Well, in the areas of paternity fraud, it is overtly unfair. It is overtly unjust, because the DNA test proves that man or teen boy did not commit the pregnancy. Like in my case, I took 2 DNA tests that proved she lied to me. She lied to her child. She lied to the court. She even lied to her own attorney. And the court said it was my fault that I didn't find out that she lied to me sooner.
Yes, sir. Right.
And I looked at the judge and said, now, how in the world would I know she was lying?
That's right.
Unless I had hired a private investigator,
Yep.
had her under surveillance, and had gotten a report back that she had been with Pookie, Ray, Road Dogg, and Chad.
Right. Well,
out of those 4 guys, only one of them actually's got a legal name.
Mm-hmm.
All the rest of them had their street name. So she gonna either pin the baby on me or Chad. Well, guess who? I was an engineer, had a business, I had a house, I had 2 cars. Guess who ended up being the baby daddy?
I know you don't like this word, but you the pappy.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes for economic reasons,
right.
The man or boy who gets lied to is because he or his family got the money. Look, right. they got the payola. But then there's other reasons. She's too ashamed of what it's going to look like when the truth come out about who's really the baby's daddy. Like her brother-in-law, like her husband's, her father-in-law, her husband's brother, her ex-boyfriend, or the stripper she was with at the bachelorette party. Look, dude, I've been doing this for over 20 years. At this point, right? You cannot surprise me with the lies that get told about paternity by married women, right, single women, and teen girls. They will go out of their way after 3 or 4 DNA tests, and we still ain't found the baby daddy. They said these DNA tests are not accurate.
Not accurate.
They start calling the science and the technology into question. And I'm going, ma'am, listen, let's just follow the rules of what I refer to as the ABCs of paternity. What is the age of your baby at birth? How many weeks old? B, what is your baby's birth date? C, what is the conception date? Now, based on the A, B, and C's of paternity, Kosher, that is how I was able to prove that one of my clients who was an identical twin, that he was not the baby's father. And the only person who could have been the father was his identical twin brother. Mm-hmm. So the way the law is structured, the states are so focused on collecting child support, they don't give a flip about who the actual biological father is. Right, whoever can be roped into believing he's the legal father. Now, as soon as you tell a guy, I'm pregnant and you're the father, he's thinking biological father. Mm-hmm. And she might look, kosher, look, she got her fingers crossed behind her back, therefore she's protected from telling the truth. Mm-hmm. And as long as her fingers crossed, she ain't lying.
She ain't lying, right?
Look, she ain't lying. Between me, you, and the hole in the wall, look, we both know it don't matter how many fingers she crossed, her toes crossed. If that DNA test come back saying 0% paternity from one lab and 0% paternity from a second lab, lady, I don't care what you believe in your heart. You've been playing naked twister with somebody else and he won.
Yeah, that sounds like a slave to me.
That's the real slave.
That's the real slave. I mean, but they always, AKA, always crying and complaining about marriage being slavery. And, you know, the thing I find crazy, and I'm going to get to this guy because I got a lot to share with you. But the thing I don't understand, Brother Carnell, about if you're a single woman, you stay by yourself, you're going to cook for yourself. If you're smart, you're going to clean your house. But if you got a husband with you, you're only going to cook an extra meal. His clothes are not, most men don't have a lot of clothes and crap like women do. And so how's cooking an extra meal and your man moving in who can help you, making your life a slave? You're cooking for yourself in the first place. But when you think about what men are expected to do and the labor that men are expected to exude, and based on the unfair laws, then I would argue that, because in the past, Carnell, they said that, and I thought it was very disrespectful, we only stayed with you back then because we had to do a lot to survive. There's always a trauma narrative. But on the flip side, now that it's reversed, men can't get out of marriage because they're trapped by law, they're trapped by divorce court, they're trapped by alimony and child support, they're trapped by paternity fraud. They're destroyed because they're the ones that are the slaves. They're trapped by happy wife, happy life. And that's why I did this show, because I thought about your book, Trapped by Law. And I said, let me see the parallels between Cornell Smith's book, Trapped by Law, but also who's the real slave in modern time. I would argue that the man is the real slave, because the law don't care about men rights. And I'm gonna prove it to you. It don't care about men rights. It don't care about male sovereignty. It don't care nothing about men. It don't care nothing about men and boys. Go ahead.
May I drop a qualifier on that?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Your current day legislators, because too often people will blame the current day legislator, and those are not the people who pass those laws that are on the books that causes this man or the men in your life or family members and friends to be trapped by law. It's a prior generation. Because a lot of these laws, Kosher, got passed during welfare reform in 1996 under the guiding hand of Slick Willie, President William Jefferson Clinton, AKA he did not have sex with that woman. She had sex with him. So those laws that happened, that was so that the states could make sure they could get a cut of over $500 million of bonus pool money for running their child support enforcement programs. And having read that section of the law, I can tell you, nowhere in that section of the law does it require accurate identification of the biological father of the kid. So if you don't require it for the state to get the money, then the state has no incentive to let that trapped man or boy go that's been caught in the trap. Because what do we say? It is a tangled web we weave when first we deceive. She has lied by omission. That mother, that single mother, that married woman, that teenage girl, she lied by omission when she came to that male and said, I'm pregnant and you're my baby's father. I've only met 2 in over 20 years who came out and said, yeah, but there's somebody else that could be the dad.
Right.
Most men and boys, he could make a rational and informed decision if you told him it's between you and 6 other people because it was a real good party that week. And I was, I had a lot of time to kill and you were out of town and you were deployed and I had to have something to do because, I'm single. Well, we married, but when you ain't home, I'm single and ready to mingle. And I'm just dropping a little flavor on that, right? So the whole point here is the law doesn't require her to make a full and truthful disclosure like you would in an affidavit.
Right.
But now let's flip this to the men. The married man who was about to get that divorce forced on him and no fault divorce, let him underreport his income. I'm gonna give you an example. I know of a case in Georgia where a man got ordered to pay child support based on $21,000 per year of income. Now, if you give away, say, 20% of that, he'll roughly pay about $430 a month in child support. Okay.
Right.
Well, about 3 years later, they found out he made $521,000 a year. Do you know the child support system and the court pursued that brother and convicted him of fraud for lying by omission, not fully disclosing his income, and they retroactively adjusted it, the child support that he should have been paying based on $521,000. They retroactively, and he almost went to jail for committing fraud on the court. Now, I'm going to contrast that to paternity fraud. The mother lies about who got her pregnant. She doesn't tell the man. She doesn't tell the court. She may or may not tell her own attorney that there's 7 other people that could be the baby daddy. But look, that's my husband right there. I am not going to look bad in front of my family and his family. There ain't no way, Kosher, I'm going to say it out loud and proud, having met 5 pastors who are paternity fraud victims by their ex-wives. All of those pastors got rid of that lying Jezebel.
I don't blame him.
Every last one of them.
He should have. He should have. And you know, some of these fools will tell you, oh, you're in the child life now. You just need to stay. I wish I would take care of another man's seed. I wish I would.
Kosher, it's a difference between being a slave trapped by law.
Slave trapped by law.
And look, and you can pay as high as 60% of your net income. Let me put that out there. 60% of your net income.
That's crazy,
now,
man.
If your income was managing the household, and it's not uncommon that the traditional man would be paying for all the bills, paying for the house, paying for her car, paying for his car, and as often she drives a better car than he does. And he finds out some or none of the kids are his. I can tell you who the real slave is.
Right.
He's not getting anything out of the deal, Kosher, if none of those kids are his. Right. He's not getting legacy. He's not going to get any rest for the next 10 to 15 years, depending on how old those kids are.
That's right.
He's about to have some health issues because he's literally trying to kill himself.
Stress,
Kosher,
right.
I've seen men in that situation. Right. He would then go get a second job trying to ease the pain from the money he's losing for alimony, child support. He's lost the house. And guess what? They'll make him pay the house payment. He can't even visit the house no more. She done took the dog from him too. So he done lost his best friend. At that point, I can tell you why a lot of men have actually harmed themselves and self-deleted in family court, Kosher.
Oh, really?
Yes. That's the real slave, and the number one cause of bankruptcy among men who ever come in contact with family court. Legal fees and the cost of the divorce. And I got that straight from bankruptcy attorneys. So who's the real slave?
Who's the real slave? Let me read this real quick, and I'm going to get back to this, Carnell. Shout out to my man, Top Gun. I have an uncle that was a victim of paternity fraud by a woman who got pregnant in high school by the church pastor. Her family went along with it, man. What do you think about that?
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. What do you think about that, Carnell?
That they probably didn't want to put her out on blast. Whereas, the paternity coach says, put her on blast. We're going to make you famous. She had the presence of mind. It wasn't a mistake. She made all of the choices and decisions to participate in everything leading up to the pregnancy, and then made a conscious decision. Listen, a conscious decision to dupe the uncle. I mean, the uncle got fugabooed, scammed, snookered, tricked, hoodwinked, bamboozled. He got robbed. So who's the real slave?
Who's the real slave? Right. Who is the real slave? Shout out to What We Know podcast. I believe that's Brother Theo Coop. I think that's him. I don't know for sure if that's him or not. But shout out to the What We Know podcast. And Tim Howard said the corrupt system in which women participate. And I'm telling men, God holds men accountable when they allow women to oppress them by being slave to their emotions. They always talk about slave, and I'm gonna prove to you guys who's the real slave. Guys, do me a favor. Don't let Top Gun be the only one showing some love on tonight, guys. I got Brother Carnell Smith in the house. It took me hours in my busy schedule to put this show together. And so y'all love what I'm doing. Guys, support the stream, man. It takes a lot of time to put this stuff together, man. And so y'all support the stream, all right? All right, so let's get back to this Brother Carnell. Hello.
Population. It's a high-risk sample. About 10% to 20% of married couples are in a sexless marriage, typically defined as sex 10 times per year. Some studies, like sociology and survey data from General Social Survey, suggest more than 15% to 20% of men report little to no sex in their marriage. A stricter definition, 0 times per year. Around 5% to 10% of marriages Roughly 1 in 5 men may experience a sexless or near sexless marriage at some point.
Now, watch this, Brother Carnell. I had a woman, and she told me, I had a gentleman told me I was at a sports bar. He was married to his wife, well, she and his wife, called his hag, for about 20 years. He was paying all the bills, because now they say, Brother Carnell, if you pay all the bills, a woman is not going to submit to you unless you pay all the bills. That's another hustle, and that's a lie, because if a woman's a true woman, she's going to submit to you anyway. If a woman loves you and she really like you, then she'll submit to your leadership. The problem is these women are getting with men that they don't like. They're only getting with these men because they're older now. Their options are ran out. They've been used up, and their vaginas singing Negro spirituals, and now they want to come on in the house. Now they want to come to the ark of safety. They want to come on the ark, Carnell, come on the ark of safety. And they want to be not born again, Brother Carnell. They want to be born again, because
you said boned?
Born again. Because like I've always said, Brother Carnell, their soul might be saved, but that box is still a sinner. That box is still standing in the need of prayer. And so they're only coming aboard, Brother Carnell, because now the man that they really wanted, Alpha widowed her, and now she's with a man that she don't really respect or like. She's just there because she needs a fallback plan. And let me tell you something. Men that are listening, get with good women that love you, that really like you. I know it's hard to find sometimes, but you get with a woman that love you and like you. Because, I've had some of these libertards tell me, Brother Carnell, they say, oh, he can't be a real therapist because they're so slow, they cannot separate my professional nomenclature from my for who I am as a man. When I do these shows, I'm talking as a man. And I might have clinical concepts, but I'm primarily talking to men. But, they think I'm supposed to talk like a therapist and, talk about pathologies and talk about DSM-5 diagnoses and talk about best practice and efficacy and treatment. I'm not talking like that when I come and do these shows. I'm talking to the brothers like a man. And that's what they don't understand. So they say, oh, he's not a therapist because I'm not a woke therapist.
I'm a masculine
therapist, and they're not used to it.
There's a huge difference.
It's a huge difference. I'm not paraded by wokeism. I believe a person can have the right to say what they want to, but you're not going to stop me from saying what I want to say either. But like I said, they want to counsel people that don't think like them. If you don't say it the way they think it, then all of a sudden it's a problem. It's like the Manosphere show that we did a while back. They think all Manosphere is Myron Gaines and men hating women. And they're trying to grift folks, and we know they're grifters in all sets. They're grifts everywhere. But anytime a man say anything antithetical to their perception and their confirmation bias, it's a grift, and those Manosphere guys, and they don't even know what they're talking about because all Manosphere ain't the same. Manosphere is just a place where men congregate to tell their stories. That's it. Exactly. Nothing more, nothing less. Tim Howell said that men don't be fooled. Men don't be fooled. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Luther Vandross said, "Don't want to be a fool." Ain't that what Luther said when he was spinning on them turntables back in the day, Brother Carnell? He said, Luther said, "Don't want to be a fool." That's what Luther said. Hold on for a minute.
All right.
Financial strain. The most obvious impact. Courts calculate support using income formulas, not always lived reality. If income is imputed, court assumes what you could earn. Payments can feel inflated. Arrears stack fast. Interest plus penalties. Result: men can feel like they're paying for a lifestyle they're not living. Limited control versus full responsibility. In many cases, payment is mandatory, but decision-making, school lifestyle, etc. may be limited depending on custody. That imbalance is what creates the unjust feeling, not just the money. Courts don't play with this. Wage garnishment, license suspension, tax refund seizure, potential jail time in extreme non-payment cases. Even if a man feels it's unfair, the system enforces compliance first, disputes later. This is where your content separates from everyone else. Law.
All right, child support, Carnell,
and
paternity fraud. They go hand in hand.
Yeah, I can talk about this. And
talk to the people. Go ahead, brother.
Look, regardless of This is an area where the paternity fraud victim and the biological father share an experience.
Mm-hmm.
Once a decision has been made by the court, sometimes unjustly, on what your income is. If you're in a state that what we call a single obligor state, where they calculate child support based on one person's income, in that single obligor state, Georgia used to be one of them. There may be a few of them left.
Right.
And that means if you were the head of the household and like the traditional man, you were paying for everything and all of the bills, they're going to try to make you maintain that household at that lifestyle, even when you're no longer part of that household.
Right.
You know, this guy got to have some place to live,
right,
and he still got to have something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if that one check used to take care of everything, who's the real slave?
Who's the real slave? Right.
The guy who was breaking his back, going out, supporting everything and everybody. And again, with the no-fault divorce, he's going to get whammy jammed. I'm talking like he's just going to get smacked right in the head.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these guys think, well, wait a minute, I'm not the person who wanted a divorce. Well, make her go to work. Well, sir, if she was the traditional wife and she wasn't working, or she was working and your income, let's say, is 2x, 5x, 10x her income, she's going to argue that she needs to be supported in the lifestyle that she was in while she was in the marriage.
Mm-hmm. Right.
This is why we got to be extremely critical and vetting of those women that we're going to marry.
Mm-hmm.
Is she virtuous? Is she quality minded? Is she actually a helpmate?
Right.
Not a hoodwink. Because wearing a mask, if you spend time and you get the whole facts run and get the data and the facts in, you will see whether or not this is a hoodwink or a ripoff. All right. So the child support part, this is where men go broke, go bankrupt. This is one of the other areas where it fuels the bankruptcy, because he's required to maintain that household at the level that it was at, even though he didn't want the divorce. Oh, and by the way, and he usually gets stuck with her legal fees from her lawyer that he didn't hire.
Yep.
He's forced to come up with his own lawyer. And it's not uncommon that the men lose their attorney before the trial is settled, because he is paying money out at a higher rate than he earns.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, if your attorney costs you $350 per hour and you earn $100 an hour, how long can you keep this up? Because on her side, they're going to try to drag this out. They're going to want a temporary hearing. They're going to want modifications. They're going to come back and they're going to say, you're not doing it. And then they're going to claim that she's afraid of you and that you are a danger and a threat to her when there ain't never been any incident. So now you're going to be a victim of false domestic violence. And if you handle this wrong, you're going to have a criminal case. You're going to have your family court case. You're going to need a criminal defense attorney. You're going to need a family court attorney, because sometimes those lawyers are not skilled at the same law firm and the same attorney.
Right.
So, Kosher, who's the real slave when money's going out at 5 times the rate that you earn money?
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, you think cause you broke that, well, she can't get blood out of a turnip. That thing, what they said in the video about imputed income. It doesn't matter that you don't make what you used to make at the previous job.
Right.
If you have shown the capability of earning this kind of money,
mm-hmm.
they can establish the order based on what you used to make.
Mm-hmm.
So that for the guys who go and quit a job on purpose and try to downgrade the child support, he gets caught.
Mm-hmm.
For the guy who lost a job just because the industry changed and his position is no longer available, he gets treated the same way. Kosher. So who's really the slave?
Who's really the slave? No doubt. I totally agree. Who's the real slave?
Provider, but not present. disengagement from child, in some cases. That last one is dangerous and very real. Legally unjust might include incorrect income used, fraud, misrepresentation, lack of proper paternity establishment. Emotionally unjust, paying a lot while seeing child less. Lifestyle differences between households, shock and loss of control. No fault means a marriage can end unilaterally.
So the next one is no fault divorce. We're going to look into that one in a minute, Brother Cardinal. Hold tight. Let me add this to the statement.
There's not a man on this earth that can tell me different. If Jesus descended from heaven right now.
And I don't like what he said about this N-word to the cross. So I'm going to speed past that.
And told women that their ways will lead them to loneliness and hell. And call him a narcissist.
This man is absolutely correct. That's exactly what would happen. You'll see women on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram talking about hashtag cancel Jesus. They still wouldn't listen. These women would take down the picture of Jesus hanging in their house and they'll put up a picture of Derek Jackson. These women are never going to change. We would need like a worldwide catastrophe for these women to listen. I'm talking about an alien attack or a zombie attack. And even then, there'll still be some women out there who don't want to listen to anybody because they don't want to do it. But shout out to the original creator in this video because this was hilarious.
Now here's another one. Men are trapped by, Brother Cardinal, they're trapped by domestic violence. Shout out to T.S. Johnson. And shout out to a Harvard study that says that domestic violence is bi-directional. It's normally instituted or initiated by women. And so I'm not saying it's right, but what a lot of these men are saying there is equal rights, equal left. So y'all make your own decision. Hold tight.
I don't stop it. Oh.
Nobody's touching you. You're
Now, we don't condone domestic violence, but she wanted equal rights, so she got equal lefts because you just saw it how she antagonized him. She antagonized him. It's bi-directionality where women initiate it. It's like this woman is initiated now. Some men walk away, but every man don't walk away.
Nope.
They go upside your head. You remember that song back in the 70s called Oops Upside Your Head? Go oops upside your head.
Yeah.
You remember that song? They go oops upside your head, man. And you know, and some say, oh, you shouldn't hit a woman walk away. Well, listen, this is what I believe. You want to hit a lion, you want to hit a bear, and you want to hit a dog. And so if you're stupid enough to hit a grown man that could break your jaw, you deserve everything you got. Not that I condone violence. I don't condone it. But if you're that dumb and not lady enough and lack the emotional regulation or the emotional intelligence to challenge a man, you know, you deserve to get your head rocked. And I don't feel sorry for it because you and I,
Let me weigh in on that.
Go ahead, brother.
I'm going to say I completely understand the differences between self-defense and overcorrection.
Right.
In terms of the physical dynamics, it is extremely rare that the woman can match the man in physical strength.
Right.
Because what she can pick up with two hands, you and me can pick up with one. And if the guy lets loose with the full weight of his power in that one hand, he ain't even got to close his fist.
Right.
So what I say to the men that I have coached over the years that had attended one of my live sessions of Naked Truth University is you have to become a student of using the Johnny Depp wireless security device.
Yep.
Everybody see this here. This is an Android. You might be a fan of iPhone. Whichever one is your pleasure. Become a master of using this wireless personal security device because it can provide audio and video recording so that when the police show up, it is not your word against her word. And I've also coached my clients that to have wireless cameras in the public areas, in their homes, and some of those can be hidden as part of your security system. So it's often the case is that they see the results of the guy after the 50 times she hit him.
Mm-hmm.
He only responded one time.
Mm-hmm.
Too often these guys do not press charges.
They don't.
He's going to the hospital with broken limbs, burns on him, scalded by water or grits or something of the sort. And he's like, oh, she was having a bad day. Or he'll stay thinking that if he stays, he's somehow shielding the kids. And what he's really doing is showing the kids, this is what you have to look forward to in your future.
Right.
To be abused emotionally, mentally, physically. So domestic violence is not cool, whether it's against men or it's against women.
That's right. It's not cool for either. And I know a client right now that's a victim of it. His wife hit him in his temper and knocked him out cold.
I tell my guys, like, listen, you got to get this evidence. You got to get out and you must press charges.
Right.
Because the jail has a behavior modification training program. And if that one is not good enough, there's one that they can escalate to. The prison has a behavior modification training program as well. Because if she likes to put her hands on people, it's plenty of people in jail and prison will help put hands on her to show her she ain't the baddest dog in the pack.
Mm-hmm.
Now you like, but man, you sound kind of cruel. Well, here's what I believe about true equality.
Mm-hmm.
True equality means that there's equal accountability, there's equal responsibility, and equal rights, equal lefts.
Equal rights, equal lefts.
Look, in self-defense.
In self-defense, right? I agree, right?
Preferably in front of video camera and witnesses. I'm just going to drop one story on you for a guy who I helped avoid going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
He was in my class that day as a guest. He saw what I was teaching the group of men on how to behave when you are attacked. It is never, look, it's about the optics, Kosher.
Mm-hmm.
It's how it looks when the police show up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you want to be the person that's saying, yeah, man, I know I didn't have to keep punching her after she was out cold, but, you know, I was making up for them other 26 times she hit me.
Right.
That's too much. Okay. So what I explained to the guys is you got to make sure that there's witnesses who can tell a story about how it looked for you. So his ex-wife comes and visits him at his house. She's giving him difficulty on seeing his kids. And that's the other thing you've got to going to have is your ability to see your kids by this person you're paying. You're going to be reduced, if not eliminated, and experience parental alienation on seeing your kids, and even have your kids have their minds turned toward you to where they're not even told to call you Mr. They call you by your first name.
Right.
Told this gentleman that here's how you handle this. You come out of your place and you start calling for your neighbors. So you start help, somebody please call the police. Now to everybody out here listening, you're like, oh man, this dude's a punk. No, because physically he could have always won the dispute there with her being uninvited at his place. But because he followed what I said, when she attacked him out in front of his apartment, in front of multiple neighbors, guess who had 5 to 10 witnesses who could give firsthand testimony to the police? I told him, I said, all you got to do now, make sure your hands are up to protect your face, okay? And you retreat. And you keep asking people to call 911. You're being attacked. I need protection.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like now when you're the person who got all these injuries on your hands and you got all these neighbors saying, tell your neighbors, please get your phones out and record this. I didn't invite this woman here. This is my ex-wife. She's terrorizing me and I'm being harassed and I'm being abused. Guess who went to jail that day, Kosher?
The man did.
No. The ex-wife went to jail that day. She found out handcuffs fit her. They are adjustable handcuffs. Mm-hmm. You know about that, don't you?
Right, right.
And guess what? Even though he had He had experienced what it was to be tricked and marry this woman and find himself trapped with alimony and child support. And that was going to be till the kids hit 18 years old. At this point, he needed a better way because he couldn't afford to go to jail and cost him his job, because child support will still be due while he's in jail. And then once you get up to $2,501, you can be convicted of a 3rd-degree felony. So you get out of jail on the domestic violence charge, and now you go to prison on the back child support, and you get convicted as a felon. Now, who's going to be employable? I can tell you who the real slave is now, because he can't catch up, Kosher. He going to have a hard time getting a job. So if you believe remotely a little bit, what we're telling you is that the system is rigged when you don't know how to navigate your way and don't know what your rights are, don't know what your options are, and you try to respond emotionally to a provocation that you just done had enough of. There's a better way to handle it so that you don't get trapped by law.
No doubt. No, I totally agree. That's powerful, man. Hold tight.
Hands on me. Get your hands on me.
No.
Get your hands on me.
No.
Get your hands on me. Ain't nobody touching you.
I'm trying to get past you.
Bye.
Let me get my shit, bro.
Get your shit.
You should have throwing my shit around.
Get your shit. Stop touching me. Stop touching me.
No.
Stop touching me.
No.
Stop touching me.
I'm trying to get my stuff.
Well, get it. It's right there. It's right there. Get it. Get it.
Now you see him antagonizing.
No.
She's antagonizing.
I'm not touching you. Stop touching me.
Bro, now grab me by my...
Stop
grab
touching
me
me.
again, bro. I'm telling you.
Stop touching me.
Go on, bro.
Stop touching me. You're pressing up against a pregnant woman. Stop
I'm trying to
touching
get my
me.
stuff going on.
Stop touching me.
Bro, get off of my shit, bro.
Stop touching me.
Move. You being weird as fuck. Get the fuck on.
Stop touching me.
Fuck on. Bro.
Touch me again.
Go ahead.
I'll see who's trying
Go
to
ahead. I am. I know when it's one good time for you to hit me and it's on camera. Watch this motherfucker barrage you. I don't give a damn, bitch. I'm gonna beat it out you. Hit me again. Hit me again.
Shit. Here we go again.
Did you see that? I'm gonna finish playing it, but did you see that? He's walking away and she hit him. And that's why, but who's the real slave, Carnell?
He is.
Men are not hitting women like that in general. There are domestic abuse cases, but and I'm not saying that's not the case, but I will argue that domestic violence between men and women is similar, with women being the initiators. But they don't want to talk about
intimate
that.
partner violence
right.
shows that women are the higher on committing, depending on the relationship.
Right.
So
you
look at look at IPV, which is intimate partner violence. Intimate partner violence. Women to women relationship is the highest.
Right.
Domestic violence, like 8 out of 10. And then the lowest was male to male relationships. And then you got your other relationship of male to female relationship. For men is very important, and it teach the teen boys. Witnesses and your camera phone can be the only reason that you don't go to jail. And then do not shield her from consequences of what she did. You must press charges, insist and demand on pressing charges for domestic violence. Because if you're stuck in a position where it's your word against her words, you are on the negative side of having to prove the opposite of what the Constitution says. The Constitution says you are presumed innocent. But when it comes to domestic violence accusations, the woman is presumed to be telling the truth. Therefore, you are presumed guilty trying to prove you're innocent. You have to, guys, when it comes to those 5 critical areas of false allegations, men and boys lose, number 1, on not knowing what their rights are. Number 2, not knowing what the law is. Number 3, not knowing how to navigate their way, not as a slave, but as a wise man who knows how to protect himself and to not get trapped by law.
Get trapped by law, right? I totally agree, brother.
Oh, you sick bastard! You're this to me, sick bastard! I hate you so much. I hate you. Answer me.
I want to go outside.
No, you abuse me with your words. You're fucking with me. Why?
I want to go outside.
Why are you fucking with me?
I want to go outside.
Answer. My blood pressure.
I want to go outside.
Answer me.
I want to go outside. I want to go outside.
Why are you doing this to me?
I want to go outside. Please stop. Please
Look
stop.
into my eyes.
Please stop.
Look into my eyes.
Please stop.
Why are you doing this to me?
Please stop. Please
I
stop.
can't breathe.
Please stop.
Why are you doing this?
Please stop.
Why are you doing this to me?
Esther, please stop.
Can we leave? I can't be here. I have to leave. What are you doing?
Please stop.
I did everything you wanted me to. I did it.
Stop, please.
I did it. What do you want? What more do you want from me?
Please stop.
What do you want?
Please stop.
What do you want from me? Tell me.
I want you to please stop.
Tell me what you want from me.
I want you to please stop.
What do you want? What more do you want?
I want you to please stop.
What more do you want?
I want you
I'm
to
gonna leave your
please
life.
stop.
Wait, what? God, your son's gonna die for all the things you're doing to me. You know, I can't. I'm not gonna fucking stop it, please.
All this.
Please
Yeah,
stop it.
The fellas are now starting something where they're saying they're going to be financially celibate, meaning that they're not going to be spending any money on a woman until marriage.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Are you guys equal or not? You want to
Yes,
be equal.
equality means that you're both responsible for raising the children, and that includes the cost of raising the
equality,
children.
but not at the expense of men. 50-50 custody, no child support, no alimony. That's equality. You don't
Alimony
equality.
makes sense if
You
the
want-
woman was
you
a
want-
stay-at-home mother and doesn't have a source of income. How else would she take care of the kids following a divorce?
By getting a job just like the men. What's your plan when men stop doing the dirty and dangerous jobs that keep society running?
Can you give me an example of which jobs you're referring to?
Logging, plumbing, crab fishing, oil rig. When men stop doing the dangerous jobs, when men stop getting married, when men stop having kids, what's your plan?
I'm not worried about that.
Of course you're not.
No. I don't have a plan, Pearl, for a
Feminists
situation in
never
which
do.
men no longer do those jobs.
The very microphone you're using was built by men. The building was built by men. And there's no gratitude or appreciation. You just tell them they're not doing enough. Future's not going to be great for feminists. You guys are going to get the equality that you're asking for. Men are not going to protect women in the streets. Men are going to stop signing up for the infrastructure jobs. The birth rate's going to keep falling, and the future is going to be bleak. Future is not going to be great for feminists. You guys are going to get the equality that you're asking for. Feminism empowered women to sign up for previously male-dominated careers that they quit. 48 to 73% of female lawyers quit either as junior associates or at mid-career. 73% of women who got engineering degrees in the past 15 years either have never entered the field professionally or quit early mid-career. These companies often bend over backwards to get women hired to the point of discrimination against male qualified candidates. Then women quit because they don't want to work the long hours or deal with the levels of stress for an extended period of time, with women being 2.5 more likely to take antidepressants than men. Feminism has empowered women to go to college and take out loans they can't afford for career paths that will not generate them income to pay off those loans.
Men have
The top
higher debt
college-
than women.
Right, because women put their biggest expenses on their husband's credit card. Why
All
is
right,
it paternity
hold on,
fraud?
Hold on, Carl. I was doing something. My wife came in. I had to do something for her. But men are becoming financially celibate, not bit, but celibate.
What?
So men are not only trapped by law, they're trapped by paternity fraud, they're trapped by no fault divorce, they're trapped by women having all these high demands with like they said, well, cooking a man a meal is husband duty. Okay, that's fine. Taking you out to dinner is wife duty. So I'm going to be financially celibate, not celibate, but celibate. because you're not my wife yet. And that's how men got to do the game. When they say I'm tired, when they say, well, she said my head hurt. Okay, my wallet is tired. My wallet has a headache. My
Look, my
wallet,
credit card hand hurts.
yeah, my credit card hand hurts. My wallet got schizophrenia. Uh, my wallet got paranoid personality disorder. So I'm not doing this. So hold tight, hold tight.
The fellas are now starting something where they're saying they're going to be financially celibate, meaning that they're not going to be spending any money on a woman until marriage.
Jesus, take the wheel.
My wallet,
Are you guys equal or not? You want to
Yes, equality means that you're both responsible for raising the children, and that includes the cost of raising the children.
So you should have equality, but not at the expense of men. 50-50 custody, no child support, no alimony. That's equality. You don't.
Alimony makes sense if the woman was a stay-at-home mother and doesn't have a source of income. How else would she take care of the kids following a divorce?
By getting a job just like the men.
And they only want equality, Carnell, when it's convenient and when it suits them. If you really believe in true equality, if you say you're equal to a man, then okay, then fine. Get out here and hustle like a man.
Exactly.
They want all the benefits of traditionalism while remaining modern. And I'm telling you, man, it's getting bad out here, Brother Carnell. Your wife is going to be protected. My wife going to be protected. But a lot of these chicks are not going to be protected. By 2030, Brother Carnell, they said that 45% of women are going to be single and childless, man.
Yeah. And they drunk that feminist Kool-Aid, man, and find out somebody peed in it.
Right.
They didn't have the same struggle that the white woman had.
They didn't.
Because look, they were never being bossed by black men.
Right.
Because look, the black men
Black man
traditionally
had no power.
He didn't have authority and power because look, he couldn't even save his own kids when they put his kids up for sale.
Right.
Or sold his wife even. Right. So if you look at the evolution through the Industrial Revolution and stuff, to the point to where, well, look, the family was no longer co-located together on a farm. They went to the city, and then men wanted to be part of the society. And I know black men fought to be equally represented in the various world wars and still got, poorly treated. So they got poorly treated when they went to work. They got poorly treated, depending sometimes in the neighborhood. The last thing he wanted to do was come home and be poorly treated at his house, where he paid, in most cases, most or all of the bills. I'm going to tell you what my father told me when I was a teenager. He said, when you get your own house, then you can have some say-so and you can have some rules. But until that time, this here house is a dictatorship. It is called a benevolent dictatorship.
Benevolent dictatorship, right. Shout out
Which
to my
means
man.
all who are under my authority, if I'm responsible for you, you're not going to tell me you're not going to listen to me.
That's right. That's right.
If I'm responsible for you. Now, if you don't want to hear what I got to say,
right.
My father told me I was going to have to leave his house.
Exactly.
And mind you, he didn't say if I liked it or not. I would have had the choice. I could leave on my own or by physical power leave.
Right.
So how much the more? And by the way, he told me after he experienced the family courts and he went through years of fighting to see my sisters, he said he was never getting married again.
I don't blame him.
Now, there's some things he could have told me. He could have told me about paternity fraud, and he could have told me that you got to do more vetting than just how she looks on the outside. And he could have told me all these things. He let me learn quite a few things on my own the hard way. So I'm going to tell you what I believe now, Kosher, is that what me being the man for justice and you being the kosher clinician, we want to help men and boys avoid those pitfalls and snares so they don't get trapped by law and have some of those downfalls like we did.
Right.
And I don't see the younger man as as competition. I see the younger man. I'd love to see him shoot past that stuff and not even get caught up with Kiki and Shanae and them hood boogers and the pack of the hyenas. Says, man, look, don't even have any dealings with low grade, low quality women who have that ghetto hood rat mentality, loud, combative, argumentative, no femininity, wants to be masculine. She wants to go out and fight every weekend or out every day out in the street. She bragging now that she know which jails got the best food because she done been locked up a few times. And you want to date her just cause she got a 24-inch waistline. She got 38 on the top and she got 38 on the bottom. Now, when it comes to packaging, that might be an excellent looking packaging, but that's the kind of chick will cut your throat.
Yep. She will. Hold tight. Shout out to my man Ray Johnson for the $25 cash out. His brother Ray Johnson. He is the #1 sponsor of the stream. Shout out to brother Ray Johnson for being the #1 sponsor. Thank you.
It's the money.
Shout out to brother Ray Johnson, #1 sponsor. Let's finish listening to this card, then we're going to break it down.
What's your plan when men stop doing the dirty and dangerous jobs that keep society running?
Can you give me an example of which jobs you're referring to?
Logging, plumbing, crab fishing, oil rig. When men stop doing the dangerous jobs, when men stop getting married, when men stop having kids, what's your plan?
I'm not worried about that.
Of course you're not.
No. I don't have a plan, Pearl, for a situation in which men no longer do those jobs.
The very microphone you're using was built by men. The building was built by men. And there's no gratitude or appreciation. You just tell them they're not doing enough. Future is not going to be great for feminists. You guys are going to get the equality that you're asking for. Men are not going to protect women in the streets. Men are going to stop signing up for the infrastructure jobs. The birth rate's going to keep falling, and the future is going to be bleak. Future is not going to be great for feminists. You guys are going to get the equality that you're asking for. Feminism empowered women to sign up for previously male-dominated careers that they quit. 48 to 73% of female lawyers quit either as junior associates or at mid-career. 73% of women who got engineering degrees in the past 15 years either have never entered the field professionally or quit early mid-career. These companies often bend over backwards to get women hired to the point of discrimination against male qualified candidates. Then women quit because they don't want to work the long hours or deal with the levels of stress for an extended period of time, with women being 2.5 more likely to take antidepressants than men. Feminism has empowered women to go to college and take out loans they can't afford for career paths that will not generate them income to pay off those loans.
Men have higher debt than women.
Right, because women put their biggest expenses on their husband's credit card. Why isn't paternity fraud illegal? It's estimated 6% of men are fathering children that are not theirs.
There should be consequences for that.
But there aren't.
Okay.
And that's my point, is you guys don't care about equality. You want freedom at the expense of men.
Okay, sure. Next.
Do you think that men should have the right to opt out of fatherhood, since women have the right to opt out of motherhood?
No.
There it goes. Selfish.
That inequality was telling.
That inequality was telling, man. That inequality was telling.
But you know what you said earlier? They want equality as long as it's beneficial to them.
Oh, yeah. It's about control. It's about
but
control.
That's not
and power.
Equality. That's superiority.
That's superiority, right? It's superiority. It's not equality, superiority. Because they really believe in true equality, they'll be advocating for those men that are broken and destitute too. And you're seeing in there, man, folks are not going to restaurants. Restaurant quality is low. Men are not dating anymore. The newer generation of boys are staying home looking at video games and eating in.
Hanging out with the friends.
Hanging out with the friends.
And look, I applaud them for doing it.
I do too.
Look, Bill, look. I don't know if you heard my my speech at the previous Black Manosphere Conclave was protect your mind, your money, and your passport.
And your
So what I'm
passport,
saying
right?
is, in a nutshell, is got to teach the young men early to protect their mental health,
Yep.
protect their financial health,
Mm-hmm.
and protect their legal health.
Mm-hmm.
And not last, but also powerful, their spiritual health.
Mm-hmm.
Getting yoked up in a relationship with someone who does not bring peace always, look, they bring the chaos, because to them, if we're not fighting, we can't make up.
Right.
I actually had a relationship where somebody said that to me,
Mm-hmm.
that because that's what she was used to.
Mm-hmm.
That completely blew my mind, Kosher. I was like, why can't we just skip all of that and just go to the makeup? But without drama, chaos. But so if you brought up in a household that was unstructured, undisciplined, didn't have an active father involved leading the household, it is highly improbable that this person is going to have good discipline and sound control of their emotions, rather than being led by their emotions, seeking chaos, seeking drama, seeking confusion, almost like being a hellion, if you get my point here.
Right.
Those are the kind of people you should avoid at all costs.
All costs.
All costs.
I agree.
And look, and these highly charged emotional men who try to handle life like their mother does, and she has all kind of drama and chaos in her life, never takes accountability for anything, and he constantly sees his mom blaming men for this relationship, that relationship, that relationship, but he also sees his mom cheating on the men that she's in relationship with, and how she got one main dude and 8 guys on the side. You know where a lot of these young women learn that from? They learned that from their mothers, who drank this Kool-Aid of womanism and feminism.
Right.
And then they going to end up in that older generation with no husbands. They're going to have a bunch of kids probably to support them, maybe, but they're going to try to blame men for the fact that they don't have a relationship later.
Oh yeah, they're gonna always blame men. It's always Jermaine's fault. They're gonna always blame men because they lack self-awareness, lack self-reflection. Nobody holds them accountable. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. What I've learned, Carnell, I didn't realize it. Sometime in life, when people rebel, you can't save them. You have to let them go suffer the recompense of their rebellion. You don't save them. You let them go through it. A lot of times men are conditioned to save our sons, save our daughters for being rebellious, because we don't want them to go through hardship. But sometimes God said, let them go through that hardship. Let them suffer. Because sometimes we get in the way of God's judgment instead of just letting God judge them for their rebellion. Because what folks don't understand is this. When you rebel against your father, when these women rebel against their husband, they're actually operating the spirit of witchcraft.
Yes, they
because
are.
it's all Luciferian. It's disobedience. It's all Lucifer was that way. Lucifer wanted power, but he didn't want responsibility of submission.
No,
and then he played the victim. And listen, played the victim. He played the victim, and John Milton's Paradise Lost. And so it's all tied to the occult. It's occultic feminism. When these women and these daughters and these sons disobey, dishonor, and disrespect the head in their family. Listen, you ain't gonna like your father. You ain't gotta agree with everything he says, but you have a moral responsibility to honor him and respect him. And if there's something wrong, you give it to God. But it's not your right to correct the elder. That's not your right. Your right is to honor him. And when you do come to him, you come to that man in a spirit of humility and submission. And you come to him in the spirit and respect. Because when you come in humility and submission, that means I honor my father. Yeah. But the first commandment was honor thy father. Honor thy father and then honor thy mother. But they don't honor their father and their mother. They'll talk about Jesus, oh, I love the Lord, but you don't love God. Because number one, you're out of order. And number two, you're operating in the spirit of witchcraft. Go ahead.
Come on now, Kosher, man. You talking good now, man. So I solicited a lot of the churches to help me when I was lobbying for law. And I went to multiple churches all around the metropolitan Atlanta area, just asked them to pray. Because in having that conversation, and I pointed something out to many of them that they had to acknowledge. I said, you know that one of the reasons you have very few men supporting and actively showing up at the church is, one, church will not exercise discipline according to the Bible and call these women out when they're wrong and when they're out of order. You'll blame men for not being there, but you will acknowledge the fact that that guy is the one who is paying for everything and is providing the means that she has the freedom to be at church so often because he's at work. And you don't, I says, now you got to be careful about that. I managed to get a few pastors to change their stance because they had been drinking some of the feminist Kool-Aid. And everything was always the man's fault. I got a chance to talk to some of the old mothers. I'm talking about the ones who've been married 50, 60 years, Kosher. And their immediate position was to talk to the woman and to ask her what was her part in that situation. They don't let them slide because they know sometimes that, yeah, that guy might have hit you, but what about those 25 times you were flipped with your mouth at him? And this man has been out there working 60 hours a week, killing himself, paying for you and the kids. And you have the audacity to dishonor your husband in front of other people. Sad to say, for those churches that have embraced feminism, they are the reason why a lot of men don't go to church.
I got a show coming up, man. I might do it Sunday, or I might do it next Saturday, called Hyena in a Black Clergy Collar.
I remember that. I remember you talking about that idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one talking about that, man, because it's called Christian feminism, which is an oxymoron. There's no such thing as Christianity and feminism, because feminism by default really was rebellion against men, and black men never had power. Black men never had power to oppress nobody. Black men won't in the offices with cigar-filled rooms smoking cigars.
They didn't have
coming up with policy.
Authority, like you
said.
said.
They have no power. We were called boys, but these fools sit up and abandon their husbands and abandon. Like the angels did in heaven, they left their furthest state and followed Lucifer in rebellion. And now they're suffering. And let me show you something. Let me show you this clip real quick, Carnell, of this woman. Because this is what's going to happen to a lot of them. This happened about 4 years ago when I started on YouTube. And I'm going to actually use it for my show tomorrow, I think. But let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I got to find this clip. But she's an older woman. And she said something about, she said she was alone. And she said she ain't got no good man. She said, I wish I had a good man. But hold, here you go. She said she wished she had a good man, Carnell. But she said her time is up. Hold on for a minute. Because that's what's going to happen to a lot. A lot of them will be singing that song about Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes called The Whole World Laughing at Me. Silly fool. That's what they're going to be singing.
RGP Henson provided depth, clarity, and
video not showing.
Interesting
it's
to me
stuck
that
on
these
the
are the
ladies' debate.
Oh, it's not showing? Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me drop this down.
There she
is. Here we go.
the same women shouting from the rooftops when they're our age that they feel invisible, that it's hard, that where are all the good men, that being single is so sad and depressing. So this is the wisdom, young ladies, if you're willing to listen. When you get older, you will be so grateful to not have to do the last third of life by yourself.
You know, Paco Winter is coming. I remember a time where most women had husbands, and Kevin Samuels talks about a time called winter. And you know, winter not only symbolizes the seasons that are about to come, but winter symbolizes a stage in life. When you look at some of your, yes ma'am, go ahead. Yes ma'am, go ahead.
I am in the storm. Okay? I got a part-time job. I'm a tax expert, so I only work during tax season. I'm 60 years old. I don't have retirement. My family is spread across the country.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I don't have a strong black man who I love black men in my life. I'm not mad. I know my time has passed.
Wow.
But I am in the winter.
Wow.
I'm in the storm.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, dear. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like there was a time when you had a viable black man, but you forfeited that by sometimes bad choices?
1,000% correct.
Oh my God.
I was married.
Right.
I was fine as hell. And I thought that I was black girl magic.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that's why I know the death mentality. And I thought that I was.
Go ahead, keep talking. You said you thought you were black girl magic. Keep talking, Parker.
Oh, but life and reality woke me up.
So it sounds. So yeah, she was getting them hot beef injections.
Yeah. Yeah.
She would get them hot beef injections, man, and that vagina is tired and weary. That vagina is singing that song by Marvin Winans, talking about to the utmost. It's tired and weary. It's tired and weary, man. It's tired and weary, man. Go ahead.
That story illustrates a major difference between I'm going to say a huge population of women versus men.
Mm-hmm.
Men, we don't have to get 100% of what we want in the woman.
Mm-hmm.
I know if we talk to a lot of guys, say, dude, if you could get 50 to 80% of what you want out of that woman that you've already identified as she's a helpmate, she's on your program, it's somebody you could see will get on your program and y'all could work together from now till they close the casket on you or her, and you can work with her and you can help build her up, and she can contribute to the household and to the legacy. Would you take her?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Say that to the average modern day woman. He's got to be over 6 feet tall.
Yep.
He's got to have over 6 digits of income. He's got to be able to take her out, travel, do all this stuff, and he's got to be strapped over. We're not going to use the phallus term, but you know what I'm saying. She want the magic stick as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and he has to pass hyena approval.
Oh yeah.
Now, what do I mean by that? If her girlfriends don't like him,
right,
and he got all these other characteristics. Oh, and he got to have a late model car that she can show off and be seen in.
Right.
And he has to buy her gifts and do all these other things. And that she'll pay attention to the fact that all of those things, he would have to go totally contrary to his own ethics and discipline that got him to where he is.
Right.
To have her be a liability and an expense in his life at a rate equal to or more than his income.
Mm-hmm.
That math don't work.
Mm-hmm.
She's not worth that.
Not worth it.
And I don't care how cute, I don't care how fine. As the men have said on more than one occasion, there's a new model coming out every day.
Every day.
And if you got your passport, you are not geographically bound, fellas.
Oh yeah.
This a married man talking to you. I support.
Yes, sir.
Passport bros salute.
But yeah, and they don't understand too. As a man get older,
he got more options.
People. Some women like to say men are old. I always tell women we might be chronologically a certain age,
right?
But technically, a man that eat right, eat clean, lift weights, it's not old. If he eat right, he lift weights, he knows his body. A man can still get a baby at 55.
Look, I'm 65.
You still can get a baby. You can still hold up. You can still hold up. You can still get a baby, Carl. Now the only thing you need is a willing vessel. That's all you need. You just need a willing vessel. You can get you a baby at 50. At
Well,
65,
I was
man.
bringing it up because it's up
Right.
to us. It's up to us to do the clean living, to eat right, get our rest.
Right.
We need to physically move, whether we're
Yep.
doing
Yep.
body weight exercise or other. You got to get some strength training in, some cardio. We got to take care of ourselves, right? Shout out to Cortez Smith saying I look younger than 65.
You look good, man. You look very good.
Well, to God be the glory. But the point is, I'm not that same guy that I was at 25.
Right.
Cause today I could beat me at 25 with my wallet. I could
That's
take
right.
my wallet and beat
That's right.
me down at 25.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. And what many don't understand is this, Carnell, and I'm gonna play a little bit more of this than more in the stream. What they don't understand, Carnell, is that a woman, once she gets a certain age, she's actually old. If a woman is getting close to geriatric pregnancy, she may not be chronologically as old as you and I, but geriatrically, she's old because them eggs are screaming. Them eggs are saying Geronimo. Those
Look,
eggs are standing on the
eggs,
cliff.
man? It's dust.
Yeah, it's
It's
dust.
dust.
Yeah, after they
It's
get a
dust in
certain
that
age,
cabinet.
once a woman gets a certain age, she might have about 40 to 50 eggs left, if that.
If that.
If that. Because every
She's
year
the
she
exception,
yeah.
man, Kosher. Look,
Right,
she's the
right.
exception there. There's a thing as geriatric pregnancy, and then there's something that's like this would require like a ninth wonder of the world miracle.
Now listen, are there some women that have good gestation and they got good genetics and they have high fertility?
But they're
Black
the
women,
exception, though.
You're right. Black women, Hispanic women tend to have it higher, but you're right, they're the exception. And then once a woman gets close to 40, it gets dangerous.
Yes.
Trying to have babies. It's dangerous. It's more at risk. Low birth weight babies, them being
And what
Down
about
syndrome.
the babies? The
Right, Down
defects.
syndrome.
What
Right.
about the defects with these
Right.
babies for
Right.
them with them aged eggs?
Old scrambled eggs, man. Age got
'Cause-
oxidation on them, man.
Look, guys like us at this age can still produce healthy kids.
Still produce healthy kids. Exactly. Can still listen. Larry King was in his 80s, man.
Yeah.
And he had a baby before he passed away. Mick Jagger is about in his 80s, I believe. He got a baby. And so if Carnell Smith eat right, he's taking his vitamins, he's taking his magnesium glycinate, the hyena killer.
Hey, you talking my brand, brother?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's some of my stuff.
Yes, sir. And got him some L-theanine for relax his mind. He's lifting weights.
Yes.
He
yes,
ain't
yes.
he eating that Piggly Wiggly protein. He's going to Sprouts and Whole Foods, lifting weights with his legs, getting his rest, like you said, about 8 to 9 hours of sleep.
Yes, sir.
He's praying,
Yes,
he's
sir.
meditating, he's walking because your testosterone is in your thigh muscle.
Look, got
He
my
could live a long
treadmill
time.
downstairs, man.
Got the treadmill downstairs, right? So
All weather. Look,
all weather, right?
weather exercise.
Right. And so men, if a man, if he's in good shape, his money game is on point. And a lot of times women don't understand that. Well, listen, men that are older understand that. Can there be old simps? Yes, there are old dumb simps that get played by women. That happens.
Yeah.
But however, a man that's a silver fox, like yourself and myself, we understand game. If we were single men, we're trying to live right. But if we were in the world, we're not gonna argue with no woman. We're just gonna replace
no.
you. We're gonna always have a we're gonna laugh at you, let you think you winning, and then we're gonna charge you to the game.
Absolutely. Look,
We're just gonna charge you to the game.
look, somebody find themselves getting left at the restaurant.
Right.
Well, wish somebody would cop attitude be talking about.
Right.
They too good to go to the Cheesecake Factory.
Right. Right.
Look,
right.
And she don't have money to take herself there.
Right. Right. All right. And the way times are now, times are tight, man.
Well,
Times
look
are
at all
hard.
the layoffs and all of those things.
Look at all the
See,
layoffs, right?
with the group that we hang with, we're part of the group that supports the brothers who understand there is no looking down on the blue collar man. Fellas
at
who
all.
have their trades, they're in STEM areas, they're in sales. There's going to be areas that it's not that AI is taking jobs, it's people who are going to be skilled with using AI is going to take your job.
Right.
Because using the technology, one person can do what 4 people could do. So you be wise to learn how to master those if those are an area. Now, we can definitely say AI is not going to replace the plumber, the auto mechanic,
Right.
and the carpenter,
And the electrician.
the electrician, because let your power go out. You won't be AI and then nothing else, right? So, point being, for the women who have opted to not get into any of those fields where there's opportunity, and they're pursuing what Kevin Samuels called worthless degrees, going out there getting a degree in an oversaturated field like sociology, psychology, communications. I'm gonna say it, getting an English degree. When, unless you're gonna go get a job in a foreign country where you're gonna be teaching ESL, you better be thinking about what else can I do with this degree? Like, how do I want to become a corporate trainer and help people with how to put presentations together using AI-based tools so that they're using right verb, tense, language, all of that stuff. But just to go get a degree, some of these people don't even pay attention to go look at, see what the field is. So when you hear all this talk about women are the most educated, I don't stop there, Kosher. Says let's look at what they're getting degrees in.
Right.
And what are they, and look, what is the return on investment?
What's the
If
return on
she's paying
investment?
$200,000 to get a degree that she can't get a job that pays more than $40,000 a year peak, that's a bad investment.
It's a bad investment. Let me finish playing this. I'm gonna finish this and then we're gonna end it.
All right.
Let's finish playing. Hold tight.
For many men, it feels like I didn't get a say. I didn't get a chance to fix it. Psych effect. Acute shock response. Similar to sudden loss. Blindsiding. Identity. Collapse. A lot of men anchor identity in husband, provider, family structure. When that's removed instantly, I wasn't enough. She found better. I got replaced. This leads to rumination, jealousy, insecurity, spikes social withdrawal, resentment toward the system. This is a big one for your content. She can leave whenever. I still have obligations, kids, finances. Creates chronic resentment, distrust in marriage courts, future relationships, resentment toward the system. This is a big one for your content. Social withdrawal for resentment toward the system. Relationships early. Then later, anger, depression, numbness.
So this is talking
This
about
is
no fault
why you'll
divorce.
see.
No fault divorce.
I was fine at first. Then it hit me months later. 6. Fatherhood disruption if kids are involved. Reduced time, world attachment strain. Feeling like a visitor in your child's life. Psych impact, guilt, helplessness, loss of daily meaning. Studies on sexual history reporting.
Now, not only are men in sex as marriages, Carnell, and we're going to end it after this, and they're trapped by law, but they're also trapped by body count. That basically means the amount of women that have lied to men, they get married, they lied about the body count. They knew they told that man the truth, that man would have never married them. But they talk about the man that she's a slave, you know. Think about the ones that have lied. You know, that man thought he got something wholesome, but he didn't get nothing wholesome.
Don't talk about that second chance virginity too now.
Who's talking about second chance virginity? You talking about born again virgin?
Yep.
Well, look, Carnell, looking at things through the lens of God, I want you to tell me that after I finish playing this. Tell me where you see things going, and I'm going to end it. But let me finish playing this, and I want you to give me your final synopsis.
Fields like psychology and sociology show people often misreport sexual partners. Women tend to underreport, men tend to overreport. But here's the key. Most studies don't measure lying directly. They measure differences between self-reports and more anonymous methods. Best estimate, based on behavior, not exact, lying. Roughly 20% to 40% of women may underreport their number in some contexts. But that includes rounding down, forgetting, or social pressure. Not necessarily intentional deception every time. Symmetry of exit. Either partner can leave. but consequences can feel uneven. Financial obligations, alimony, child support, loss of daily access to kids. Psych effect. I can't leave without losing everything. 2. Financial entanglement.
So what do you think about women become a financial risk once men say I do? Break that down, man, based on what you've seen in your time, not only dealing with paternity fraud, but also your anecdotal experience. And then we're going to end it.
So the risk, you say, the risk for the men. Well, is with the current day mindset and the sense of entitlement that they deserve all, they want everything, they want men to be the provider, protector, heavy on provider as the older men. So they want the best of the best from the men with all the duties and responsibilities. And at the same time, they want to fully embrace being the so-called independent woman. Those two don't even go together, because the union of the marriage is supposed to be codependent. The two are supposed to be working together.
Right.
The two are supposed to be on the same page, working toward the same common goals. For men, it is so important that if they understand how the laws work in most states and U.S. territories, to disfavor any sense of fairness and justice for men who come in unprepared. One, some people won't think this is biblical coming from me, but I would say learn what all of your rights and options are on the front end and be an avid supporter of prenuptial agreements, a bilateral prenuptial agreement, meaning she has one and you have one from the beginning. Even though you think, but I don't make 400,000 right now. But if you keep at it and you're a solid work ethic, diligent, got a game plan, you're learning, you're growing, you're tapping into a community of men, you're coachable, and you are going and growing, you will make progress.
Mm-hmm.
But you also must do some extreme vetting of her on the front end. You're not going to always be able to tell the facts about what her actual body count is by just her verbal representation and her veracity. But if you run the whole facts, and the whole facts comes back with patterns, actions, conduct, those who are high on the body count have actions, conducts, and behaviors that are such that if you learn how to read the tea leaves, you can tell how close and how far you are from a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
For women, you might need to do what I've heard that says you need to multiply whatever number she gives you by 3. When it comes to men, you might need to divide that number by 3. So unless you in the top 5 to 20%, men traditionally gonna have a much harder time to have a high body count.
Mm-hmm.
For those guys up there in that range, they don't even have to chase. All he's got to do is open his door and somebody see him. If he goes on an app or anything, all you got to do is put up his picture. He doesn't have to chase anything. The wise men learn never, ever lose money chasing women.
Right.
Always make your purpose priority. Develop your gifts, talents, and abilities so that when you reach the point of where you do want to have a family, spend quality time to do the vetting. And I would dare say, depends on what your net worth is, I would also have my attorneys involved, my family, my trusted family members. If my dad's still alive, I would take the benefit of wise counsel on the front end, because the goal is to get quality from the first round before you sign your name and say, I do.
Right.
And get that prenup fully activated and signed and witnesses, preferably with a legal videographer, so that it is witnessed 6 months before the wedding.
Right.
There's strategies behind why I'm saying all these things. These things are very helpful should you get somebody who takes the mask off and they had put on a good face for that first year, 2 years, and then the honeymoon phase wore off, and she did that Jekyll and Hyde thing on you, and all of a sudden now you find out under that virtuous woman mask was a straight up Jezebel.
Straight up Jezebel.
Who had, look, she had one hand holding the streets at the altar. She had one hand behind her back. She was, cause unknown to you, at her bachelorette party, she had a wild bachelorette party. That's why you also can't be afraid to embrace the technology of using prenatal DNA testing.
Right.
Cornell Smith says, trust but verify. You might be told that's your baby.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know that's your baby
Mm-hmm.
till you see that test results in your hand. So under no circumstances do you take the word of, yes, I can trust, but I always verify. So what I'm saying is you're going to have legal protection. Get accustomed to the legal community. If you don't know how to navigate in this area, this is where having somebody like myself and the Kosher Clinician, where you can get good, solid advice. There's things that you can do on the front end. I would dare say, if your woman is insistent upon having a bachelorette party and a girls' night out with her single friends after she has committed to you, I would say that's suspect. Red flag that looks like a blanket. What patterns, behavior, conduct? There's a difference between she who is closer to the virtuous woman, who lives a lifestyle, and her conducts, her actions, and her words are such that an independent person who tells you about her sees she's what you see, versus the one who is so close to Jezebel that they think that's her twin sister.
Right.
So main thing we're talking about here in this show is don't get fooled.
Right. Don't get fooled, but who's the real slave? That's the question. Who's the real slave?
The man is the real slave. Right. Don't listen to those folks like Leslie Howard. I don't think at this point she's got to worry about too many proposals. Unless somebody's out there drinking some simp jutsu Kool-Aid, extreme with some 151 Bacardi. If he's drinking that, maybe she could trick him into going to Las Vegas and do one of them drive-through weddings. But other than that, I don't think she's really got much to worry about.
Well, listen, trapped by marriage, who's the real slave? Leslie been drinking some moose juice. She's been drinking moose juice because Leslie, she's gonna be in a lot of trouble, man, in the end, man. And you know what? What I've learned, Carnell, is that black men gotta stop saying, and white men too, especially black men, because historically, like Rashard Smith said, he still struggle with guilt. You shouldn't be struggling with no guilt. Listen, Jesus said, who's my brother? And then he said, he that does the will of the Father is my brother. If a woman is not of your program, she's not your sister. If a woman is not of your consciousness, she's not your sister. Black men got to stop getting truncated in this nebulous nonsense because they were raised and unconsciously indoctrinated by their mothers. It's called parentification. And it also can be called spousification. And also from an ego defense mechanism, it's called introjection, where they feel like they got to be loyal to a woman because of their skin color. Because in this last election, 92% of women voted for Kamala Harris, but they voted for policies that not benefit black boys and men, but they benefited black women. So stop calling these women your women, because they're not your women. Because if a woman is your sister, then she's going to do things what's best for the community. And she's going to do things what's best for black men and black boys and black girls as a collective, like we did when we was in slavery. They do what's best for them. And guess what? It's okay. It's all right. Let's keep doing what's best for you. Don't pledge no loyalty just because of no skin color. It's stupid, man.
Yeah, I don't drink that simp jitsu Kool-Aid either. In
Right.
fact, look, my mother had a problem with me because I sought my father for wise counsel over her
Right.
because
Right.
once my mother asked me to lie for her
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time told me don't lie to her, she and I had a conflict.
Mm-hmm.
And my father says, well, you got to listen to her because, you live in her house and stuff. So you still got to honor, right? You still got to respect. But the Bible don't tell me I got to lie for her either, though, right?
Right. Right.
So needless to say, there's some conversations we didn't have. We couldn't,
Right.
on things that we couldn't talk on. But my father, what I liked about him was that he always tried to help me do what was best for me.
Right.
But look, but not trying to relive his life through me, but giving me how to make a critical, wise decision via critical thinking,
Mm-hmm.
not just emotion. Like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, what make you feel good?
Right.
No, that's a good way to get some long-term consequences. In fact, can we also say in the Black community, if 8 out of 10 babies are born to single mothers, that's not being based on long-term quality decisions. This is being done on emotions and the appeal at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And also say to the fellas, man, guard your seed, man.
Guard
Protect
your
your
seed.
seed, man. Do not let don't let $100 sundress sign you up for a $250,000 child support bill. Cause some of those folks out there saying that, oh man, my money about to run out. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need to get another kid so I can get this tax-free income. Next thing you know, you about to be baby daddy number 6.
Number 6. Let me ask you this question before we end it. We're about to end it because I'm tired. What are you seeing in Atlanta that would suggest, Carnell, that dating is in trouble and relationships are in trouble? What are you seeing, man? I know you're not in the streets like that, but what are you seeing and hearing in the streets, brother?
Well, I'm not in those streets like that, for
Right,
one.
right.
All
I
I
know
can tell
you're
you
not.
is
Right,
what I hear.
right. What you hear?
I
Right.
can hear what I've heard from the men is they're like, they are not going to blow their money and their paycheck on disloyal, disrespectful, argumentative, combative women. I don't care how good she looks, how cute she is. These fellows have decided, by and large, they're focusing on how to build themselves up,
Right.
and they're going to become disciplined to the point to where they're working on building their skills, get their money up, get their wardrobe up, get their health up, get their physical self up. Look, get their mental health up, which means they got to protect themselves from chaos and confusion. And under no circumstances, I've heard more of them say it, they fully support this principle. Under no circumstances do you date or have any relationships where you work and where you make your money.
Mm-hmm.
Because in today's age, a false allegation can cost you a career.
Mm-hmm.
It can cost you your freedom. So with all of that, I'm just going to roll it all into this. I'm hearing the younger men and the teen boys, they're not blowing opportunities by chasing women now. They're learning how to get their money up. And I'm hearing from some of the young boys that said, no, I don't want to even date a woman that's like my mama. Black women should be paying close attention to that. When your sons don't even want to date women that are of your ethnicity, the sisterhood they've lost the game.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And I think it's good the young men are waking up, man. We know we got a lot of simple forces left, and a lot of hyena thinking men. But I'm loving that these young men are waking up and demanding more for their money and demanding more because the entitlement, man, is out of control. I want to show you something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
It proves my point. Let me see if I can find this video real quick, and we'll end it.
Yeah. Young cats are telling me that, man, the snow bunnies and the Latinas are treating them better, and God forbid he get a passport, man. He's like, oh, I'm leaving the States.
Oh yeah. I don't blame him. If I was a single man, I would never date another marry another American woman unless she was a top tier American woman. She would have to meet and check all boxes because I worked too hard my whole life to settle for something with a bad attitude, high body count, and not children, but children by other men. And you think I'm gonna damn do what you tell me to do and treat you special? No, sweetie, you're gonna earn that.
Yes.
You're gonna prove that you're worthy of my love, devotion, and attention.
Say that.
You know, yeah. If you're not worthy of it, you won't be my woman. And like you were saying, Carnell, when men get older with money and status, man, you know, we ain't tripping. Listen, your wife ain't gonna have to worry about no hardship. Neither with my wife.
Nope.
Because they're gonna be covered and protected. You and I both work hard our whole lives. We gained our wisdom. We gained talent. You and I been through hell together. You've been through hell, and we know game. We know BS when we see it. And you know, one thing I noticed, Cardinal, when we was in at the conclave, man, in Miami on the ship, there were decent looking women on the ship coming through, but the guys were ignoring them, man.
Yeah.
They weren't even paying them no attention, man. they look right.
What does that say about their priorities?
Right. They literally look through them.
There you go. There you
know,
go.
Because they're not mesmerized anymore by the female gaze. And you know what bothers me? They always say they want a man to treat them. You want a man to treat you special without being special.
Yeah. How about that?
Don't think about nobody but yourself and what you deserve and what's best for you. And then you wonder why so many men are checking out. They're indifferent, or the men that got money and status is going to use them for sex anyway. They're not going to take them serious.
What the fellas say? The fellas say for recreational use only.
Recreational use. Look at this one. Look at this. It goes back. Who's the real slave? Let me show you this real quick, Carnell.
Okay.
This 304. And guys, look at this because this is real important. You know, I'm sure Carnell has seen it and I've seen it. But look at this bunny head woman. Hold on for a minute.
I'm officially divorced. Yeah. Shape. Oh my God.
You can't see it?
No, the old video frame is still stuck. So you
okay,
gotta close out
let me remove it. Okay,
replay.
All right, where are we at? All right, here we go.
I'm your brother.
Like, you was just talking about this.
I'm officially primary custodian of the kids. What about the child support? That's it? Tony, that's crazy. Why? Are you kidding me? That all of this financial burden with my children is on me? This is not fair. Like he doesn't have to pay nothing of it? Nothing? Oh, this is,
And look at this dumb simp consoling her. This heifer built her entire life on the divorce, but instead she instantly regret. She was celebrating her divorce, and she said she's equal to a man and she's superior to a man.
Yeah.
I'm woman up, ma'am. Woman up. Pull your titties up while you woman up. And go take care of them children. Hold on, man. Put them titties up and go take care of them children.
You sound like Shane.
oh my God, yes! Oh my God, I'm officially divorced! Yes! Shape. Oh my God! I'm your brother.
Like, you was just talking about this.
I'm officially primary custodian of the kids. What about the child support? That's it? Tony, that's crazy. Why? Are you kidding me? That all of this financial burden with my children is on me? This is not fair. Like he doesn't have to pay nothing of it?
All right. Tell me what you think about that one, Carly. I'm going to do one more and then we're going to end it. Tell me what you think about it.
I know this clip. I know this clip.
You know the clip. All right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So she apparently had banked on winning cash and prizes at the family court.
Right.
And maybe somebody misled her, or she misled herself on how much she was going to get. So though, in this case, this is one of those women who destroyed her own family. And I believe this brother had good legal representation. And he also probably had some legal strategy in place. And he only had to pay the child support appropriately for the children. And that is not a windfall and a cash and prizes just for her.
Right.
Because, you know, a lot of times the mother in this case, she expects to keep the same lifestyle that she had before the divorce. I believe in this case, there may be some mitigating factors as why she is not going to get what she had intended and planned on. So you got to hear the guy's side of this.
Right. Look at this bear. She said she wanted to be equal. Then we're going to end this. We're going to end it. And I'm going to go lay down.
We'll call it a day.
We're going to call it a day. Well, I'm glad you tapped in, man. This was good, man.
I appreciate the invite, Kosher.
Yeah, I thought about you. I said, I got to do a show. Because they always talking about they're a slave. And I said, I was thinking like Smeagol on Lord of the Rings. I was saying, me thinks me know who would be good for this show. And it was you, because you did your book, Trapped by Law. Guys, go get your book on Amazon called Trapped by Law by Brother Cardinal Smith. He gave me a free copy that I'm forever grateful for it. I need to read it. I ain't really had time to read it. Go get the book, Trapped by Law. Check this out.
I really don't see any problem with it. Pumping gas is nothing. She can pump gas, he can pump gas. Like, it's not a big deal.
So that's how you are. Okay. That's true. All right. Oh. Let me check that out.
I'm talking.
No, check it out.
What happened?
I'm just glad I got home. It's flat.
Oh. What you handing me that for?
What?
And that's what hold up there, Cardinal. They said that they're partners. They're supposed to be partners. If you're a partner, you need to get out and change that tire, because that's what partners do. They're partners. They don't say partners. They add emphasis to it, Cardinal. They say partners, we partners.
Yeah.
You're partners.
Equality.
We're equal, right? We're egalitarian. Yeah. So get out and change that tire, because we're partners. Next time I'll do it.
How much you want to bet she can't even break the lug loose?
Can't even break the lug loose, right? You see how hypocritical it is, brother?
Yes. And mind you, you know, Kosher and I, we're not talking about all women here.
We're not talking about all women, right?
Throw that no Walt, not all.
Right.
What we're talking about in today's times, there's such a mindset that is pervasive in the communities, whether you're in the great state of North Carolina or you're in Georgia or any of the other 48 states plus U.S. territories. Anybody who's been drinking this feminist womanist Kool-Aid has taken a mindset shift such that they believe themselves superior to men, and they want you to bow down and worship them. And more of the modern men are saying, no, I bow before God and him only. That's the only one I worship. If you're going to be part of my life and part of my program, you can't believe that I'm going to worship you. Do I honor my wife? Yes. Do I love and respect my wife? Yes.
Right.
Do I worship her? No.
Yeah, and listen, I've heard some women say, I want a man that worships me, worships the ground that I walk on. That would never happen.
Never happen.
Why would I worship the creature when the creature was made for me? Woman was made for me.
Come on.
I wasn't made for woman. She was made for me. And a lot of men lose it, Carnell, when they worship women, when they put women. The reason why most men are having problems now, because they got low self-esteem and they're committing spiritual idolatry. Because they put their woman on a pedestal. I'm not saying not to love your wife. I'm not saying not to love your woman. But you don't love your woman more than you love God and you love your purpose.
No.
Because women come and go. You can get another woman. It's plenty of women. It's more women on the planet than men.
Absolutely.
And so when you got a scarcity mindset, you limit yourself. I don't care how pretty you are and how wide your hips are and how narrow your waist is. You're going to follow protocol, woman. If not, I'm going to let you go. And then if I choose to, I'm going to flex on you and let you see what I can do. Because when you know what your worth is, man, you don't argue with no silly woman. I mean, you get with good women that can respect you and honor you and follow your program. Your job is to lead.
Exactly.
And not tell me how to be a man. Like these women tell you what a real man would do, or trying to tell men how to be men instead of becoming the woman that a man needs her to become.
Look, you don't even argue in the conversation. That best way to deal with that conversation is walk off.
Just walk off, right? But you know, I think it was Lou Rawls or Isaac Hayes. What's the song called? Walk On By.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Who did that? Lou Rawls or Isaac Hayes? I think it was Isaac Hayes. Walk On By.
I know I have played it, but you know, we got Chat GPT and others. We can certainly plug into the browser and find out.
Yeah, I think it was Isaac Hayes, man. Walk On By. But anyway, man, good show, man. I'm glad you came through, man.
Appreciate you letting me hang out with
you. Any closing comments?
Sure. Hey, I'm Carnell Smith. I'm also known as the Paternity Coach. You can find me at thepaternitycoach.com. Would love to connect with those out in the audience. I'm radical. I support men and boys. I believe in true masculinity. I believe men can lead their houses, but he has to be a certain kind of man. And I think he can't be afraid to deal with issues, and he can't be afraid to vet the woman who he wants to have as his wife. Spending quality time on the front end, a lot cheaper than becoming a slave on the back end, being trapped by law.
No doubt. This was a good show, guys. And once again, shout out to Brother Carnell Smith, guys, as we're going to sign off. And I might come back tomorrow. I'm supposed to come back tomorrow with me up City Ali. And we're going to talk about the coming stagnation, hopeflation, stagnation, the coming hopocalypse, man. Let me stop. I'm having fun, man.
You're going to have to do some stand-up. You got to do some stand-up at one of the concourse.
All right, brother. Take care of yourself, Carl. I love you, brother.
Bye-bye.
All right, yes, sir. Be good, brother. All right, guys. Shout out to everybody that showed some love. Shout out to my man Ray Johnson, is the #1 sponsor of the stream. Shout out to Top Gun and shout out to the other brother that donated, guys. We are going to end this show. And y'all take care. Y'all take care. We're going to end this show, man, because our coach is tired, man. I'm tired of sitting in this dusty chair. We're going to end the show. like button. Go ahead, do it now before I reach out into that screen and twist your hand like Aunt Esther. Hit the like button. Thank you.
Destroy.